Good afternoon, Joel.
How you going?
Good, mate. Thanks for joining us.
No worries.
Is this your local?
Yeah, I mean, we get down here at least once a week, I'd say, on recovery days. So,
Yeah, nice.
Good coffees, good food.
Who do we have on the side here?
This is John, or Spider as we call him.
Spider.
Yeah. I actually don't know the origin of that name. I don't know why you...
Is that a secret or?
Yeah, it's a big secret.
Yeah,
Okay.
we won't find that out today. It's alright.
That will be next interview, maybe. Yeah. Let's work to
Content for later.
that. So, tell us a little bit about your where you are at the moment with your riding. Yeah.
Certainly. So I'm riding for N2SH Pedla, which is Pedla's own team that they've sort of been running for the last sort of year and a bit. I've sort of been in contact with Pedla for a while, and I'd say they sort of helped me throughout my whole cycling career, I would say. Ever since I started back in, what was it now, 2016 maybe? I think I've been doing it for about a good 3 years.
Okay.
3-4 years. But they started up a team called Coffee Supreme Pedla. That was my first ever really official team that I rode with. And then it sort of turned into Cannondale Pedla. Rode for them for a little bit. Decided to step into the NRS for a season after that, and rode for Anchor Point South Coast. But now I've come back to Pedla just because of the uni. So I'm in my last year of my exercise science degree. So I think how Pedla's got it set up is that I can race if I want to, but there's no sort of pressure on me to be at my best, and I can kind of enjoy my racing a bit more, as well as just kind of knock off this degree. Yeah, look, I hope to sort of get back into the NRS maybe next year, or see what Pedla does with this team. There is talk that they might expand and maybe make it an NRS team, which would be cool. But we'll just sort of wait and see. Yeah, 100%. So, but at the moment, like I'm liking my riding, and I just like being fast and training. So,
Do you have a when you're racing? Do you have a certain look? I noticed just before when you were training, you had that cold as ice kind of like, you know. Is that
poker face?
Yeah, is that your thing, or do you have do you think about that sometimes, like when you're passing someone, or?
I mean, you don't want to give too much away when you're racing.
Yeah, exactly.
But the level that we race at, it's pretty hard to, show no emotion. When you're doing 400 plus watts up birds constantly, I mean, you can't help but not give a grimace every now and then. But I think it's good to just time those when no one sees you. So if you're on the front and you're pulling the turn, good time to just get out the paint faces then, and when you slot back in, just give them nothing.
Cool as, yeah. Poker face.
It's all about the mind games, I feel.
Spider?
You gotta have the watts, but...
Yeah. Spider, do you have a poker face? Could you show it to me now?
Like if you want to heat crack someone, you like ride past them and just give them like the nose breathing, and make it look like you just
doing it easy,
just tapping, and try and talk to someone while they're
that's always
But no real poker face for me. Just let it out.
I don't have any face. It's just it's quite baby like drool and
the good stuff.
The good stuff. We've all been there, I suppose.
We have, It's you suffer a lot out there, but I mean we keep coming back for more. It's a strange sport, It's we're sadists in a way. We like putting ourselves under pressure and hurting ourselves quite literally, but we just keep coming back for more. So it's quite an addictive sport, really.
It is. What would you say is your favourite discipline, or are you more like you like the rolling hills? You like long ascents or crits?
I'd say
time trial.
I would love to get better at TTing. I think that's something that's like a whole nother beast, and it takes a lot of discipline and a lot of sort of mental fortitude to be a good time trialist. And it's something that I feel like I really could sort of learn a lot more. I think personally for me, I prefer stages on the road where they're sort of about 4 or 5 hours of racing. Something with, moderate hills, nothing like you're climbing for more than an hour, but I do like sort of the between sort of 20 and 40 minutes of climbing
Yeah.
at one given time. Flat stages definitely aren't for me. I can't sprint to save my life. I think a toddler on a tricycle will probably give me a run for my money. So, yeah, not about the sprints. And with crits, I mean, crits are good fun. I like sort of getting off the front and making it hard, but at the same time, I like to be safe, and you know, I rarely contest a sprint, mainly because I can't, but also just because they can be quite hairy at local crits.
Yeah, true.
You just got to think about the bigger picture. So I like using crits almost as training. Make it hard, get off the front, and then the last 5 minutes just kind of
Very self.
don't contest. Yeah, unless I am well within a chance.
Yeah.
But if it's coming down to a bunch kick, just let it go.
Yeah. Great. Can you tell us about any sketchy descents or I don't know, when you've been on the edge in terms of?
I definitely can.
Yeah.
I haven't had a sketchy descent in a race, but I have in training, and you can push the limits a lot, and you got to kind of find out where that point is by falling over, really. So not so long ago, maybe last month, I was bombing down the wall, which is a pretty nasty descent down in the 120. Down in the Dandenongs, and they've had roadworks on there recently, and there's been, not landslides, but it looks like the road's just about to bloody fall off. So there's cracks all over it, and it's not pleasant. I was coming down there with a good mate of mine, Sebastian Presley. We've been riding pretty solid, and I was kind of excited to just absolutely tear it down this descent. And I'm approaching probably the hardest corner there is in the descent, probably only another 1 kilometre to go. It's a very nasty hairpin that you can kind of chop the apex if there is no oncoming traffic. So there wasn't. I did that, started out far right. I feel that I took the corner pretty well, like textbook, but lost the front, and bang, I was washed out on the deck. So I think since then I've been a little bit cautious.
Definitely a wake-up call, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta, like I said, you gotta test those limits.
Yeah, well, it helps you know what to do on similar corners, or that corner again.
Yeah,
you make a different decision, probably.
I treat that corner with the utmost respect.
Yeah.
And I know I can name hundreds of people, not hundreds, but I can name a fair few people that have come down on that corner. So
but we won't name them.
We won't name them.
No, we won't name them.
Except for myself. I've already named myself.
Yeah. Thanks for doing that. Yeah. Well, thanks for your time today. And,
no worries. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Spider.